Hi, this is Ishan Shahane from RevSportz, and you're tuning in for Teeing Off with RevSportz. It's been an action-packed IPL first week, so we're going to have to discuss that alongside the disappointment of the Blue Tigers. But before we get there, let me introduce my guests for the morning show today. We have Bharat Ramraj, Devashish Sen, and S. Anand joining us for the show. Devashish, I'll start off with you here. We'll get started off with the happier news, the IPL. The CSK team has always been dominating since 2008, and even the match yesterday they won 2 out of 2, and this dominance has always seemed to stay with this team. So, what's the reason for that, according to you?
Yeah, obviously the biggest positive for CSK has always been to bank on the youngsters. Means see, you look at guys like Ruturaj Gaikwad. Means he was roped in when he was not a player. He was, but then now he has the captain in the side, and he has done tremendously well over the years. You look at Rachin Ravindra. He was not picked in the auction, but then he comes up and he has been brilliant in the last two matches. You Samir Rizvi, another guy, means obviously that cameo of 6 ball
Yes.
14, and see there are a number of youngsters who have done well, and that has been the strength of Chennai Super Kings over the years. Not only the experience, but it's the youngsters. Means they have that eye for spotting talent and giving them a fair go. And that is another guy who I am missing is Shivam Dubey.
Yeah.
Means obviously he was tried as a finisher by a few franchise, but since he made it to the Chennai Super Kings, he have been promoted up the order, and he is doing what he is capable of. Means obviously, so the biggest positive for Chennai Super Kings has always been banking
Yeah,
on the youngsters,
that's
and that
true.
has
And
been
all
the
these,
secret of their
yes.
success.
And all these youngsters need a good mentor. Kanan MS Dhoni is seeming as fit as ever. That catch he took to his right, diving, it just shows that the man still wants to play. And I think we all of us should let him play because the way he's performing and the way he's at least on the field, it seems that he's hungry and he's there to deliver.
If you don't let him play, Chennai fans will kill you. That's the truth. And the way he took that catch yesterday, diving over 2 meters, now that you get to know, good old days. Someone took it like I was talking to you just before the show.
Yeah.
I've seen Alan not the way he used to dive. Not firstly, if he could have even covered possibly between first and second slip. But here we are looking at Dhoni. Younger, 42 now going on 43. One thing is to be fit, and one thing is to have the reflexes. Everyone
Hmm.
says with age reflexes slow down, but with him reflexes are not slowing down. I mean, I'm seeing him super sharp. And how much people say that Ruturaj Gaikwad is the captain, Dhoni is the mentor. And normally you think a mentor is sitting in a boardroom or somewhere and talking and
Yeah.
ideating, or he's on a Zoom call. This mentor is on the field. This mentor is behind the stumps. He's barking
Yes.
instructions very quietly. He's not indulging in a chatter like probably Rishabh Pant. But I will go back slightly away from IPL when Dhoni was handing over, the captaincy. I'm saying Dhoni handing over, though it was BCCI decision when Virat Kohli was made the captain first in Test and then in the white ball format. Dhoni was always there, So it is that kind of
Hmm.
a you have a fatherly figure presence, and he's not there in a Mike Brearley mode where he's only ideating. He's showing his cerebral skills. He's showing on the field. He's demonstrating. Oh yes, what I am waiting for is still those helicopter shots from Dhoni. There's still
Yeah.
plenty of matches to go.
Yes, I think all of us are waiting for that. Bharat, Devashish mentioned the youngsters, Rachin Ravindra, Shivam Dubey. So let's have a word on them. How good was Rachin up the order? I think he really put the Titans under severe pressure with that onslaught.
See, Rachin Ravindra, the first time I saw him was in that Kanpur test. He took New Zealand to a draw. But the one thing that really impressed me was in that warm up game before the World Cup. I had written on Twitter as well quite a few times. He was on zero. He came on the front foot, a 90 miles per hour delivery from Harry Stroff and hit a square drive. See, first ball, if you come on the front foot to 90 miles per hour delivery, then that itself is a clear signal that he has some talent.
Yeah.
So from he scored a 90 or 100 in that game, and from there he's gone from strength to strength. He has a lot of skills. He pulls on the front foot. He ramps 90 miles per hour deliveries on the front foot. Yes. So somewhere in Test cricket, as we saw when Pat Cummins got him out with a short of a length delivery, he might come into some trouble. But in T20 format, in ODI cricket, I think there's incredible skills and he will score a lot of runs. As far as CSK is concerned, I think the main factor for them is stability. See, they have a lot of seniors as well in the past. It's not just youngsters. They have had a lot of seniors even now. I think the main thing is stability. If they pick a player, they will give that player a lot of chances. It's not like, for example, at RCB, if you see, they'll pick a player. If he flops next season, he will go. That's not what you see with CSK. I think that's the main factor behind their success. There's a very stable side, and it's a side where players blossom because they're given a lot of chances long road.
Yes, hundred
Ishan, I
percent. And
think they've got the right mix. You've got youngsters, as Devashish Dada said, but you've also got the seasoned pros. You can't forget that Ajinkya Rane is still there. You can't forget that Ravindra Jadeja are still there. When two guys who are well past their mid-30s, they're still there. So
yes,
it's not like IPL is just for the youngsters. No, you need youngsters definitely, but you also need the seasoned pros who are there. You see Ajinkya Rane, you have that stereotype that he's only there to play Ranji Trophy cricket, but what he did last year in the IPL for CSK when they won the trophy, and even this year you're seeing the kind of fielding effort he's putting in the outfield. I think
he took
that's
a
commitment.
fantastic catch.
There's no ego. They're playing with just passion from the heart, and they're ready to rub shoulders with the youngsters without trying to, show off that they are better than them. So it's like a fight, and when you have a senior pushing a junior, I think the junior learns from it, and that's what is the rub-off effect. And above all, we have missed out one factor. Chennai Super Kings playing in Chennai at Chepauk means so many fans, that yellow dress, that whistle podi gang, it gives you an incredible adrenaline high. That's what makes CSK special, and they thrive on
Hundred
that
percent.
kind of an energy.
Hundred
And
percent.
and,
And
and,
yeah,
and one more thing I would like to add means obviously when it comes to Chennai's success is that when you look at yesterday night's match, the spinners did not take a single wicket. It's the fast
Mhm.
bowlers, it's the
Yeah,
medium
yeah.
pacers that have got you wickets. So be it a Deepak Chahar, he's coming back after an injury, and he has looked superb in the last two matches. Tushar Deshpande, Shivam Dubey with his all-round skills. So it's not the spinners who have dominated over the years for Chennai's success in Chipper, but it's the fast bowlers. So that itself shows that this season they have a very very well balanced side. Means
yeah.
and I for one would definitely see Chennai Super Kings making it to the playoffs.
100%. And it's time to move on to a slightly disappointing news. The Blue Tigers have, had a horrible game against the Afghanistan team. But before we get to the topic, let's have let's have a quick show of how the crowd and atmosphere was there at the stadium. Rahul and Snehashi were present, so have a look and tell us what you feel.
हम लोग आसाम उदलगुरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट से आए हुए हैं।
कितना दूर है इधर से?
इधर से लगभग 2.5 या 3 घंटा ऐसे लगता है।
तो आप क्या क्षेत्रीय के मैच देखने क्षेत्रीय को
हाँ,
देखने
क्षेत्र को देखने गए हैं।
मतलब इतना स्पेशल क्यों है क्षेत्रीय को देखना है? क्षेत्रीय का
सपोर्ट करते हैं ना, तो आज सुनील छेत्री को स्कोर करना है गेम में।
क्षेत्रीय का 150th गेम है, क्या लग रहा है गोल कर पाएगा?
हम लोग को पूरा यकीन है कि क्षेत्री आज गोल कर पाएगा और इंडिया विन होगा आज।
Sunil Chhetri is my inspiration and he is my favorite player.
हम लोग लखीमपुर से है सर, तो
मैच देखना है, क्षेत्रीय को सपोर्ट करना है।
हाँ, क्षेत्री को सपोर्ट करने आए।
बहुत बड़े फैन है। हाँ सर, हम छेत्री सर के बहुत बड़े फैन हैं।
फुटबॉल द लेजेंड, जिसके लिए हम आए।
मूवमेंट है क्षेत्रीय का, ऐसे कोई गोल ऐसे कोई मूवमेंट है क्षेत्रीय के बारे में पता कर सकते हैं?
मेन मोमेंट तो है कि छेत्री सर अब तक खेल रहे हैं इतने एज के बाद भी,
बहुत से प्लेयर्स होते हैं कि वो लोग अर्ली रिटायर कर देते हैं, मतलब रिटायर हो जाते हैं, लेकिन छेत्री सर अब तक हमारे मतलब इंडिया फ्लैग के लिए खेल रहे हैं, ये हमारे लिए बहुत बड़ी बात है।
हाँ सर।
हाँ, ये इसी के लिए तो हम मरे हैं अब तक कि छेत्री आज गोल करे और हम छेत्री सर के लिए सेलिब्रेट करें, यही आज का मेन मोटिव होगा हमारे लिए।
सर हम छेत्री सर को यही बोलना चाहते हैं कि आज वो कॉल करे और हम सर बहुत हम दूर से आए और सर हम आपका कॉल और
सर को देखने आए हैं मेन।
सर हम सिर्फ छेत्री सर को ही देखने हैं सर, इतना दूर से सर।
नहीं मतलब ये तो छेत्री सर के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, लेकिन हम चाहते हैं लेकिन और खेले, क्योंकि रिप्लेसमेंट के लिए भी ऐसा कुछ अब तक ऐसा कुछ निकला नहीं है छेत्री सर के रिप्लेसमेंट, और ना ही होगा शायद ये कोई। हाँ, छेत्री सर को यही बोलना चाहेंगे कि ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर टुनाइट गेम और फ्यूचर के लिए फ्यूचर में जितने भी गेम खेले और हम कुछ और मैच देख पाए छेत्री सर के इंडियन जर्सी में।
Kanan, it's even more disheartening to, just comprehend that defeat because the fans are so passionate. There's so much color when the Blue Tigers play, and when they don't live up to expectations, it's just a huge letdown. So I want to ask you first here, what went wrong? The team didn't seem organized at all, and are we fair to blame the coach here? Because the coach can't practically go out and play, but is it fair to blame him?
Firstly, Ishan, I will go back to that beautiful video which has been produced by RevSportz. You saw the emotion, you saw the passion, you saw the kind of fan following for Chetri, 150th match yesterday, and how much they love him and they still want to see him play. That is, I mean, it's easy, to look at. It's easy to show on, social media platforms that the team is being abused. But RevSportz has shown, people cheering, people building up, and people traveling from 2.5 hours. Obviously, when you lose, you tend to blame a captain or a coach. And actually, in football, I still am old-fashioned. I call it a manager. It's very easy to play Igor's team match. I think, to my mind, what is the biggest reason for the defeat is up on themselves. I think when you go in and start feeling tense, tight, if you're like playing like this, your fingers are compressed and clenched. Well, you're obviously feeling the stress. If you go relaxed way, they did not look relaxed. You went a goal up and then you lost. But what hurts, I don't want to use the word shameful, but what really hurts is losing to Afghanistan. If you look at the history, geography, the societal change and what is happening in Afghanistan, it's strife. It's all full of terror. We don't even know what's happening over there.
Yes.
And here we see Afghanistan, not only in football, you look at them in the cricket. They come and deliver such performances in the World Cup, whether it is T20 or in the ODI. We saw that's a kind of inspirational performance. And here the Afghan footballers don't even train together often like the facilities we have in India. They're playing, most of them are playing in different places in clubs all over Europe or wherever. And then they come back and, they play totally adrenaline felted. So that is the thing. The problem is if you're going to choke and play, you're not going to play free football. You have to play to potential. I'm not saying that there's no potential, but yes, when you look at it from an age perspective, football is not a sport for the youngsters. Everyone cannot be a CR7 or a Messi. You need fresher, younger legs. So Chetri is certainly not young, and even your goalkeeper is not young. But then who's there? Where is the bench strength to push these guys over? Do we have another 6-8 players who are saying, no, I'm going to take your place? That's not there. And that is a worrying factor for me. Yes, there's one match much later in Calcutta against Kuwait, perhaps. And I think that will be important how it goes. But then if you have a knee-jerk reaction, you would tend to go at the footballers and say they're rubbish. But no, don't do it. But the thing is, you've not lost just in football. Before this, we've lost even in cricket, if you go back to the 79 World Cup. If you look at hockey, there are instances where we've done very badly in Olympic campaigns, There's been outrage, there's been talk of groupism and so on. So to blame Stimash, to blame the players is easy. You have to find the way forward. Whether our league system is the best, whether it is effective or it is counterproductive. Have we done justice to the structure at home in terms of football? Have we ignored Santosh Trophy? Santosh Trophy has been a big tournament for people from my generation. I think Debashish Dada will also agree, because I'm going to give it to him because he comes from the city which loves fish and football in equal measure. But this is my personal feeling, that don't criticize, don't slam them. If you have to give them a chance. But right now, last night I was seething with rage that this guy, this team does not even deserve to go even to the Asian Games. So where are we looking at 2026 qualifiers and winning? I think I'll hand over to Dada
Yeah,
because he
very
comes
well
from
said. I think some
for
hard
more.
facts there. Devashish, was it the pressure that got to the Blue Tigers because the Afghanistan team were playing as underdogs? So do you think that helped them?
Yeah, you have to accept the fact that India were very poor on the field yesterday. And obviously, only one shot on target right at the start when Sunil Chetri's shot hit the crossbar. So that was a moment. But then Afghanistan, when you look at Afghanistan, they had five shots on target. So that itself speaks. And when you have poor defending, means obviously we need to move ahead about from the star following. Means we still rely on Sunil Shetty to score goals. We don't have a second defender up now that Sandesh Jingan is missing. Rahul Beke, what was he doing? Means obviously it was symbolic performance, and then that the defend that keeping from Gurpreet, there was no need. There was no need to foul that the Afghan striker, and then that is what he did and brought the downfall. And so it was India's match, by the way, is keeping the lead till 67th minute and then to concede two goals. And just imagine about the fans who we have seen the video, means people coming from traveling 2.5 hours just to cheer the Blue Tigers. Means see. So that is why, means when you look at team sport, means football, it has a huge fan following. Means when it comes to football after cricket as a team sport, but then you need performances, and you need performances from the national team. If you are to sustain, if you are to build up on the momentum, you need to have performances with the national team, and that is what is the what has been a big let down when losing to Afghanistan. Means, yes, India still has a chance of making it to the third round, but then this will hurt for a long time. Means losing to Afghanistan, as Kannan sir rightly said, means obviously even if you look back 10 years down the line, we comprehensively dominated against teams like Bangladesh, Maldives, Afghanistan, Sri Lanka, yeah, Myanmar, every team in the SAF countries. But then, means this loss to Afghanistan will hurt the Indian team a long time. And yes, true, we might again bounce back, because with Kuwait losing to Qatar, that opens that it gives a huge opportunity for India to go to the third round, which I feel they should, because Salt Lake Stadium on June 6th, it will be a full house. But then we need to look far beyond the Sunil Chetris or a Sandesh Jingans. Means obviously, where is our supply line? Means obviously, so that is something very concerning, I would say.
Yes, it is concerning. And actually, my next question was regarding the same. Kanan, India is taking on Kuwait in Kolkata. So, how important is that match for the Blue Tigers? And, how important will be the crowd support?
I think there's a cliche called do or die match, and this is literally going to be a do or die match. I think Salt Lake is a beautiful venue, throbbing. It's going to be totally jam packed, and getting a ticket will be impossible. If they're going to be thousands of spectators inside, there are going to be thousands waiting outside in the hope that they can somehow get in. Crowd factor is a big thing, but obviously you have to uh, play more relaxed football. You can't be stressed out and playing football. Point number one. Point number two is there is sufficient time to prepare. No team loses and keeps thinking about it till the next morning. If you lost it, you don't wake up the next morning brooding over it. That's the story of life. You have to move on. If something bad has happened, you have to look at what good can happen, and that's how the training method is in place. And here the role of the coach Igor Stimac comes into perspective, because he's the one, coach, manager, whatever is the terminology for him, how he's going to motivate this side. How are they going to fare in training? What about the fitness levels? Is everyone going to be at peak fitness? Because playing, there's still a long time, and this gap which is there, you need to utilize this gap and train well. It's going to be really hot at that time in June in Calcutta. You have to be prepared for it. You're going to be sweating in buckets. So physically, how well you prepare and then execute it in terms of skill sets, that will be important. But I think Afghanistan needs to be forgotten. Let us treat it as a nightmare. If you look at it as something which is going to haunt you, it will not do good. Look at it as something which was an aberration rather than something which is going to happen again and again. If you have that kind of a positive mindset, sky's the limit. And my best wishes to the Indian football team.
Yes, I think no better way to end the morning show. We have to end it off in a positive note. It's been a disappointing loss, but let's wish the Blue Tigers the best of luck. And thank you for everyone who's tuned in. We're going to leave you with the post-match visuals. It's a bit disappointing, but it's the hard reality here. And we hope that we'll see you again tomorrow. And this is the video.
Very very disappointed. मैं भी वीडियो बना रहा था, तो जो सोचा था मतलब 1 से फिर 1-1 फिर 2 ड्रॉ, बहुत मतलब ये हमको पूरा चेंज करना पड़ेगा सिस्टम. कोच चेंज करने से नहीं होगा, सिस्टम भी खराब है हमारा. वी हैव टू चेंज द सिस्टम टू मेक अ बेटर इंडियन टीम. अब इस इंडियन टीम से तो मुश्किल है. आई थिंक वी आर आउट ऑफ क्वालिफायर. Hi guys, this is Rahul on behalf of RevSportz, and now I am standing just outside the Indira Gandhi Athletic Stadium, and it has been a disappointing defeat for India on the hands of Afghanistan. You can see the fans, and a lot of fans are standing just behind me, but they are all frustrated. They all expected that India would have win this game and keep their hopes of qualifying into the third round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers alive, and why not? Because whoever have seen the scoreline at the halftime, they all expected that India will leave the ground with 3 points in this game. But ultimately, it's Sharif Muhammad of Afghanistan who made no mistake in converting the spot kick in the 90th minute to earn Afghanistan an incredible victory. Though it was India who earned the lead in the first half through Sunil Chhetri's spot kick, and it was also his 94th goal, and also it was a memorable occasion as Sunil Chhetri scored in his 150th appearance for the national team. But because of Rahmat Akbari, the joy was short-lived for India, because he scored in the second half as an equalizer, and then Sharif Muhammad made no mistake when Gurpreet Singh Sandhu made a huge mistake to help Afghanistan to earn a penalty, and Sharif Muhammad converted from the spot kick. It was a disappointing defeat for India, and now though they are sitting at the second place, but I don't think they have any more hopes of qualifying into the third round, because Kuwait have their game left against Afghanistan, and most probably Kuwait, they look revamped. I think they can beat Afghanistan and make their way into the third round. And for India, their only way is possible is they will have to beat Kuwait in their next fixture, and they will also have to register at least a draw against Qatar, and that's only will ensure that India goes into the third round of the FIFA World Cup qualifiers. So that's it from Guwahati. This is Rahul signing off for RevSportz. आप लोग disappointed हो कि नहीं?
डिसअपॉइंटमेंट तो है थोड़ा सा, क्योंकि हम लोग का देश हारा है तो मन में थोड़ा सा दुख है, लेकिन कोई बात नहीं. और भी अच्छे दिन में और भी अच्छा से प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा, अच्छे से खेलना पड़ेगा, तब तो हम लोग का सुधार भी हो सकता है.
आप लोग जब स्टेडियम में घुसे थे तो अब आप लोग का एक्सपेक्टेशन क्या था कि इंडिया जीत के थर्ड राउंड जाए?
एज ए इंडियन हम लोग यही चाहेंगे, हम लोग का देश आगे बढ़े, हम लोग का देश जीते. हम लोग का यही सोचना था कि हम लोग का देश जीतेगा आज, लेकिन मैच है, क्या है, हार गया.
तो आप लोग का एक्सपेक्टेशन है कि इंडिया आगे जाके अच्छा कर पाएगा?
क्योंकि जरूर कर पाएगा, क्योंकि पहले और भी बुरा हालत में था. आजकल मतलब अभी जो खेल रहा है, कम से कम वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफायर में तो खेल रहा है, इतने में हम लोग को खुशी है. और सुनील छेत्री सर जी जो हम लोग को मतलब ऐसा मैच जिता के हम लोग का नॉर्थ ईस्ट का नाम भी आगे ले रहे हैं, हम लोग इसके लिए खुश हैं.
Disappointed. The attacking front was nothing. It didn't show any attacking intent, and also lack of communication skill between the players, especially the first goal which Afghanistan scored. It was a disaster, because as I've seen that Gurpreet has already collected the ball, but after that he just see that the ball went through the goal. That is not this. It shouldn't be happen, because we being India, we should be very much like Afghanistan is definitely is a lower ranked team, but we can fight and we can win these matches easily. But the sporting speed, the lacking of communication between the players are very much, it is terrible.
So do you think this team can do better going forward? India
can go do better, but the main thing is the federation and the players' mentality has to change firstly.
disappointed with the result?
Very much disappointed to our next level, to be honest, because we do not get many games in Guwahati, and many fans come to watch the games. And when you are competing with a team that is far below you level, and they are not even playing with their main team, then you perform this poor performance. It's absolutely disheartening. So we expected better performance from the team. We expected better performance from the whole squad. We expected better results. We expected better accountability to the fans from the whole management, from the coach, from the players, but they have been very ignorant. So yes, it's just horrendous gameplay.
So are you disappointed with the result?
The result was, I am not expecting that from India, because India can do better, I know, but this is not what I am expecting from India.
So when you came to watch the game, so what was your expectation?
My expectation was like, I am predicting that it will be like 2-0 or 3-0, but I was not expecting that India will lose.
So now you are very disappointed, I can see. So, but are you expecting that this team can do better going forward?
Of course, India can do better. They have nice strikers, defenders, goalkeepers, but
do you think they can do better under Igor's team only, or they need a new coach?
they don't need a new coach.